Oh my god, I gotta hide. Oh, voice! It's time to get them cheeks clapped! Oh lord! I gotta hide quick! Where the hell am I? Well, obviously I'm lost. Well, I may be in Derry, but it's not like I'm gonna run into Pennywise immediately. Oh, there he is. Never had a talking black cat before. Voice, where are you? And you never will. Ah, finally, I escaped night. But I've encountered Pennywise. Well, he's seen better days. He shouldn't be a problem. And you know what? He actually reminds me of a waifu called the Bogie. And the Bogey ain't your Harley Quinn type clown. Oh no, it's actually a lot more like Pennywise because it has fear manipulation powers. The Bogey basically has a passive aura that generates and brings out emotions from those in her presence. And most notably, this emotion will be fear, which she draws from those around her, causing people to be instilled with crippling fear to the point where they lack the ability to fight and are on the verge of crying in tears. So yeah, it's basically just a female Pennywise. However, there are a few differences. One major one being this from the Monster Girl Encyclopedia universe, which means, well, how do I say this? Yeah, she come for that booty. But at the very least, she looks like this. So there's that pro, and more. Let me explain in detail. What happened? You made a real one, that's what happened. Alright, let me start from the top. A Bogie is a bizarre looking monster with the appearance of a clown whose white fingers drip with red drops of mana, and probably a lot of something else. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Don't stare at me like that, fish, you know what it is. Now, tales of the Bogey have been handed down and are traditionally used by parents to warn children that they can be kidnapped by an ogre, which apparently in this universe, a Bogey is a type of, and it's also a type of demi-human, and Bogies are in fact carnivores, so yeah, that's a possibility, but not in this universe, because it's not really the Bogey's method of operation. It works more like this.
Run, bitch! Run! Motherfucker, run! And his name is John C.
Yeah, so long story short, the Bogey usually appears before selfish and misbehaving children, but not children in the normal sense. Oh no, the book explains it like this. The children they acknowledge as prey are not the same as the children according to human values. In fact, looks and the actual age have absolutely nothing to do with it. Due to the Bogey's power, even a major scoundrel of advanced age leading a band of rogues will be little more than a child who would serve as prey for them. Now, I took this to mean if they see you as a bad person, you're more or less the next victim, regardless of age. And to be even more specific, they appear before children with no parents to correct their misbehavior, children whose parents won't even correct them, and adult men who can no longer reflect on their own conduct. And they never snatch kids from good parents who tell the Bogey's story. Also, if they happen to appear before a man who isn't a bad person, then they'll act like a clown, with their goal purely being to entertain their partner. And if that good man expresses fondness towards the Bogey, then she'll offer herself up gleefully and become a devoted spouse who will exhaust every effort to pleasurably amuse her husband as his personal jester. However, if this happens, there will be no link that the Bogey will not go to in order to attempt to amuse their husband. And also, this part is a major con. She is very spiteful. So even if you're a good man, she will hardly ever express devotion by simply doing as you tell her to do. Or in other words, she likes you, but she's still gonna do what she wants to. Now, why is this? Because she's powerful and she can, that's why. Living with a Bogey means that one's days will be bursting with unpredictable surprises and extraordinary pleasure. Now, this is for the good man who finds her attractive, and for those she deems as good. For those she deems as bad, well, let's just say it's probably gonna go like this.
Look me in the fucking eye. Look me in the eye. You're my bitch.
Yeah, let me explain. Now, you'll still get laid regardless, so that's a pro. But instead of her making you her spouse, she's gonna make you her literally, mentally, physically, and maybe even spiritually. And this is how it starts. When assaulting men in general, they have a zany attitude and behave as though they are clowns about to begin a performance, and they treat their prey as their customer. Now, Bogies are smooth talkers with exaggerated gestures, so all the words other from her mouth will somehow be provocative and alluring. And those who hear their opening remarks will be filled with a premonition that something fun or dreadful is about to begin. And then, after filling a man with fear and anticipation, because again, no matter how sexy she is, because of her fear power, you will feel afraid and possibly horny, but you get the point. After these feelings set in, she will begin to do the nasty. Now, another pro is their essence of milking is not violent. And above all else, they do aim to please their prey, but because the Bogey appears as a clown, and while the nasty is being done, the prey may act childish and be laughed at by the Bogey, the prey may eventually come to feel that he's being made fun of. This may then cause the prey to feel a strong sense of affirmation, causing him to seek more pleasure. And honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter what you want, because she's gonna be doing this with you every single day from now on. possibly forever. And every time the frequency and the extremity of the performance will increase day by day. She's gonna run you dry than a succubus on crack. And she'll even keep doing this to the point where you start dreaming about her. She'll become your one obsession. And because of her powers, she'll be terrifying to you, but she'll also fill you with a great amount of joy and affirmation. And eventually you'll see her as more like a mother and you her child. She'll be that important to you. And before you know it, she'll be calling you her good boy. And you'll be desperately trying to abide by her words. Now by doing this, the Bogey essentially turns the bad guy into a good boy. But I suppose in more of a kinky way. But you know, as long as you're getting bad people off the streets, it's not really a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. Some people go to jail for a long time, others get shot. And some of this universe apparently made a clown girl with a dump truck of a booty that blows the mind so high they're on cloud 9. And you know what? I honestly ain't mad at it. Now, just so you have a better understanding of her cons, let's talk about her powers, specifically the ones that can negatively affect you. Now, besides her fear manipulation powers, her ability of smooth talking and exaggerated gestures is called social influencing. This is how she generally charms and captivates her victims and turn them into good boys. Now, she also has the ability to create pocket realities on the scale of small towns like Pennywise. Plus, she has regeneration, which is honestly more of a pro than anything else. She can lose entire limbs, arms, legs, and reattach them instantly. So she definitely can take a little bit of punishment. I like that. I like that. Now, one of her powers that I don't like is her empathic manipulation ability. With this ability, her aura can draw and alter emotions. And with this ability, she can also alter minds individually, changing their mental state to think of nothing but lust and desires. And her next power that's a con is corruption, just straight up corruption. Now this power is demonic energy that she can inject into someone or something. And this ability can transform her prey's mind and body into a lascivious monster like herself. And the transformation can be nearly instant. And corrupted beings are not only brainwashed into Bogey's slave, but they are completely vulnerable to Bogey's manipulation. Meaning, she can shake them however she wants. Basically, more or less, you are her toy now. Now another con is biological manipulation, which more or less also changes the body in a variety of ways and alters genes. And the next con is conceptual manipulation, which is mana that pervades the concepts that make up the world and can alter them. So viewer, more or less, she can alter concepts. Now what are concepts? Concepts are abstract ideas or general notions that help organize and make sense of reality. They act as mental shortcuts and building blocks of thought. Yeah, she can do whatever she wants with those. Now, she also has an interesting power that I see as a pro, and it's called power bestowal. She can enchant and imbue weapons and objects with special properties. So basically, without altering your mind or changing your body in any way, she can give you powers, and possibly a cool badass sword. But besides this, she also has soul manipulation. This means she can distort souls and transform them into monsters or convert the spirit into demonic energy. And obviously this one's a con. Now another con is law manipulation and physics manipulation. Now more or less, these two powers are basically reality manipulation, and she can alter reality on the scale of entire towns. And her last ability that I'll talk about that's a pro is her stamina. This chick can literally go for days. And she's considered one of the most energetic monster girls in the series. So, even with knowing all that, do you believe that the Bogey is wise to smash? Now remember, if you're a good person, she basically won't harm you. But if you're bad, she's gonna do more than harm you. Plus, there is still that possibility of her being able to eat you. So, tell me what you think in the comments, and tell me if you think this waifu could beat Pennywise. I think she could beat him, but not in a fight. Giggity. Now hopefully not gonna look for me down here. I'm still headed to Mexico. To join the party of the dead, and to get with some big booty Latinas. But who knows, maybe Knight's giving up chasing me. I ain't never ever gonna give up chasing that bastard, ever! Sir, we pinpointed his location in the Derry sewer, sir. I'm sorry, what? Did you say Derry? Sir, yes, sir. Oh, hell no, Voice done lost his mind. That's Pennywise's location, this town's cooked. But he also lost his mind if you think I'm gonna give up. Alright boys, you know what to do. Since this town's already cooked anyway, drop the nuke!
Sir, yes, sir!
Oh, that son of a... I win! I win! That's what you get, Black Voice! That's what you get! Oh, a telephone call. Hellos? Yeah, stop celebrating. You missed. Damn it!